People who are always calm tend to stand out in a world that feels constantly overstimulated. While most people react immediately to pressure, noise, conflict, or uncertainty, calm individuals seem to move at a different rhythm. They pause. They breathe. They respond instead of reacting. And because of that, they are often misunderstood. Many assume calm people are emotionally detached. Some think they are hiding something. Others believe they simply don't care enough. But psychology suggests something far more complex and far more intentional. Calmness is rarely a personality accident. It is usually a learned psychological state. Most calm individuals have trained their nervous system, either consciously or unconsciously, to remain regulated under stress. Their brains have learned that not every stimulus requires an emotional response. Not every problem is urgent. Not every emotion needs to be expressed immediately. In psychological terms, calm people show a strong connection between emotional awareness and cognitive control. Their emotions are felt, but not amplified. Their thoughts are active, but not racing. This balance allows them to remain grounded even when situations become chaotic. Calm people are not emotionless. They feel deeply, but quietly. They experience anger, sadness, disappointment, and frustration just like everyone else. The difference is not the absence of emotion, but the presence of emotional containment. Instead of letting feelings spill outward, they process them inward. This inward processing gives them time, and time gives them power. When someone reacts emotionally, they surrender control to the moment. When someone stays calm, they retain agency. That is why calm individuals often appear confident, even when they say very little. Their silence is not emptiness, it is restraint. And restraint is often mistaken for indifference. Another defining characteristic of calm people is their relationship with uncertainty. Where many experience uncertainty as a threat, calm individuals experience it as neutral. They do not rush to fill silence. They do not panic when answers are delayed. They accept that not everything needs immediate resolution. This acceptance reduces anxiety at a neurological level. Their body does not remain stuck in fight or flight mode. Their breathing remains steady. Their heart rate stays controlled. Over time, this physiological calm becomes psychological stability. Many calm individuals develop this trait through exposure to emotional intensity earlier in life. Some grew up in chaotic households. Some experienced high expectations, constant criticism, or unpredictable environments. And instead of becoming reactive, they adapted by becoming observant. They learned that emotional outbursts did not bring safety. They learned that control came from internal regulation, not external reactions. Calm became their coping mechanism, and eventually their identity. Calm people also tend to be highly selective with their attention. They do not engage in every argument. They do not chase every social interaction. They do not feel obligated to explain themselves to everyone. This selectivity is not arrogance, it is conservation. Psychologically, they understand that attention is finite, so they invest it where it matters. That is why calm individuals often prefer fewer relationships, but deeper ones. They value quality over quantity. They listen more than they speak. They observe patterns instead of chasing stimulation. This often leads others to underestimate them. Because calm people rarely compete for attention, they are often overlooked. But when pressure rises, when clarity is needed, they are the ones others turn to. In moments of crisis, calm individuals tend to perform better. Their thinking remains linear. Their emotions remain accessible, but not overwhelming. Their decisions are deliberate, not impulsive. This makes them natural stabilizers in groups, workplaces, and families. They lower emotional temperature simply by being present. Interestingly, calm people often feel uncomfortable in highly reactive environments. Loud crowds, constant notifications, emotional volatility, these things drain them. Not because they are weak, but because they are sensitive to overstimulation. Their nervous system prefers coherence over chaos. That is why calm individuals often enjoy solitude. Not loneliness, but intentional aloneness. Solitude allows their mind to reset. It allows emotions to settle. It restores internal balance. They are comfortable being alone with their thoughts because they trust their inner world. They do not fear silence. Silence does not threaten them. It supports them. Calm people also tend to have a strong internal locus of control. They believe that their emotional state is primarily their responsibility, not something others must manage for them. This belief reduces dependency on external validation. They do not need constant reassurance. They do not need to be seen reacting to feel real. They do not need chaos to feel alive. Their calmness often appears boring to others, but internally it is rich, structured, and intentional. However, calm people are not immune to exhaustion. Constantly being the stable one can be draining. Always absorbing tension without expressing it can lead to emotional buildup. That is why healthy, calm individuals still create private outlets. They journal, they exercise, they think deeply. They allow themselves quiet emotional release away from noise. True calm is not suppression, it is regulation. Suppression denies emotion. Regulation acknowledges emotion without surrendering to it. And this distinction matters. Calm people are not passive. They are deliberate. They choose when to engage. They choose when to speak. They choose when to walk away. In a society that rewards loudness, speed, and constant expression, calmness is often misunderstood. But from a psychological perspective, it is one of the most advanced forms of emotional intelligence. Because it requires awareness, it requires restraint, and it requires trust in oneself. So when you encounter someone who remains calm while others react, understand that you are not witnessing emotional absence. You are witnessing emotional mastery. And if you recognize yourself in this description, if you've ever been told you're too calm, too quiet, or hard to read, know this: your calm is not a flaw. It is a strength that the world often fails to recognize. If this exploration resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we dive into the psychology of quiet minds, emotional regulation, and the unseen patterns that shape how people experience the world. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need chaos to be deep. And sometimes, the calmest presence in the room carries the greatest strength.